Today I am visiting Audi of Plano and I've come here to check out a Lamborghini Aventador SVJ. And I am here in Dallas, Texas for a week, so I thought why not check out some of the showrooms here. Since I've done some past videos of car spotting at showrooms in Charlotte, I thought why don't I take that kind of style of video and come to Dallas and check out some of the cars here while I'm visiting. So I started looking online to see where Lamborghini Aventador SVJs are because that's one of my favorite cars to see. And there were only 3 in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and 2 of them are at Tactical Fleet, and I've already seen those before since I've made a video prior of the Tactical Fleet Dallas, Texas showroom. And this one Aventador SVJ, I thought, okay, this is probably at Lamborghini of Dallas. And no, I was wrong. It was actually here at Audi of Plano, and I was kind of shocked. Wait a minute, they have a Lamborghini Aventador SVJ here? Wouldn't you think it would be at the Lamborghini showroom? After seeing how many models they have out, I really started getting curious about what the differences are between the models. You have so many different sedans, hatchbacks, SUVs, and now you have all the electric versions of them. You have the e-tron GT, the Audi Q8, the SQ8, RS7. There are so many Audi models, and I actually ended up going into each one of these cars that's on display after I go check out the Aventador SVJ, because as I was recording, I noticed that someone was opening the doors and getting inside, and I started thinking, wait a minute, so we are allowed to go into the cars and sit in and check them out, and that's something that I don't usually ever do. Whenever I go to a showroom, I usually just take videos of the outside. If they have the windows rolled down, I'll start trying to get videos of the interior. I've actually only done that on rare occasions. I remember the last time I've jumped into all the cars and taken videos is at the Chicago Auto Show. After checking out all the cars here, I asked the front desk where the Lamborghini Aventador SVJ is, and they told me it's in the back and I can check it out as long as I don't touch it. Here's the Audi e-tron GT again, and this car actually shares a platform with the Porsche Taycan. And the thing that really got me curious about these Audis is I've actually been watching a lot of Korean shows recently, and I've seen at least 3 shows where their main kind of car in the show is an Audi. I've seen a show where the main character has an Audi R8 or the Audi e-tron GT. So it started making me curious about what's the differences in all these models, because from the outside, a lot of them just look like they're just bigger versions of the different proportions. Like if you see a Q5 and a Q7, you'd be like, okay, since it has the higher number, it's probably just a little bigger, maybe a bigger engine option. The Audi e-tron has a nice size trunk space for what it is because it's an electric car, so since the batteries are probably underneath, it is a good enough storage space for fitting maybe one checked bag and one carry-on. Now here's an Audi SQ5, and I really like how when you step in you can see the S on the floor, so you know you paid more. Shutting the door, I can really feel that solid Audi thunk, so it definitely makes me feel like this car is really well built. And looking at the interior, it kind of feels quite a little bit outdated with the screen, because now I know that Audi has the double screen setup, but depending on the person who likes the actual dials, it is nice if you like it. I definitely think I like the dials, but I was a little surprised on the little storage space in the middle console, and I do like the quilt pattern in leather interior. That is a really nice touch, and the carbon fiber accents. Now opening the rear trunk, I was a little surprised on the size of the interior. It kind of feels like a compact car from what I've seen, maybe like a bit smaller than what a Honda HR-V could fit in the back. At least that's how I feel about it, and I get it's because, or probably because of the Audi all-wheel drive system, the Audi Quattro system, that probably takes up some of the space. And here's an Audi Q7. This is going to be the bigger SUV. And if you're used to a mid-size SUV, this is the one you should go for because it's more roomy. When I jumped into this SUV, I didn't bump my knee or feel I was cramped like the SQ5. So this is the one with the 2 screens, so it has an updated interior. I do kind of like the leather seats here more because they're going to be easier to clean, and I like the wood grain touch on the doors compared to carbon fiber. And as you can see in the trunk, this is what a midsize SUV should look like with all this room. I think it's the adequate amount for hauling 5 passengers and hauling all their bags, because with the SQ5, you probably will not be able to carry everyone's luggage. It's just not enough room. And here's one of my favorite cars, the Audi S8. I remember seeing this car in the Netflix series called The Transporter, and I always wanted to check this car out after seeing that show. And I like the interior, the digital gauge cluster, and it has the double screens just like all their new products. So you're going to start noticing the same interior, the same kind of gear shift with all their Audis. The mid console is different, and I really like the handle on this one. I didn't want to use it to just pull it and swing it out. I wanted to just use the plastic door handle instead, just because I know eventually this is going to be someone else's car, so I don't want to try to swing it open, and I don't want to accidentally break it or anything. Now here's the interior trunk space, which is pretty good for something that has all that power and torque, the Quattro system, so it is going to take up some space. So you can fit probably like 3 big checked bags in there. Now here's the Audi SQ8. This one is going to be a little bit of a step up over the Q7, but this is actually on the same chassis as a Lamborghini Urus, the RSQ8. This is going to be that more high performance SUV. It has the double screens here as well, and you're going to start noticing that a lot of their interiors are very similar. So this one has a quilted leather and somewhat of the carbon fiber touch to it. And let's look at the back here, and it has a little bit of that cramped storage space because this is actually a smaller SUV than the Q7. So if you want to go for space, get the Q7. If you want the cool look where it kind of looks like a Lamborghini Urus, get the SQ8 or the RSQ8 to get that V8 twin turbo power with the Quattro system. Now here's the Audi S5. It's basically like the Audi S4 or the A4 model, but it's a hatchback, so it kind of reminds you of the Audi RS7 that I saw earlier, but it has a little bit of the older interior with the screen, not the double, but I do like the quilted leather and the carbon fiber for this one because it kind of reminds me of cars like the Lancer Evo. It does have a lot of space in the back as a hatchback, because if it was a trunk, just a regular trunk, then it wouldn't have much space, but I do like that about the Audi S5, that it makes it still look like a sedan, but it has the space of a hatchback. Now coming to the outside, I see this really cool blue Toyota GR86 with this nice livery on the side. Thinking, is this some kind of special edition Toyota GR86? And I find it funny that it's at the Audi dealership. Maybe someone decided to trade it in for an Audi. And here's a nice Porsche 911. And I'm just waiting on my Uber because I'm actually going to Boardwalk Ferrari, and I haven't been there in a whole year. And the fun thing about this is I'm actually going to see a $40 million collection at Boardwalk Ferrari. And I actually wasn't able to get to see, or I was not able to get to record the private clientele cars, but I still got to see and record a lot of the other cars there that I was allowed to, which came out to about $20 million worth of cars. So it's definitely a really interesting video that's going to be next. So please stay tuned, check it out, and please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.